I want to go to this part here where it speaks about Telmei, the father of Ma'aka, I don't know how you pronounce that, but describes Telmei as the king of Geshur. Now, when I was thinking about this Geshur, I was remembering where I'd seen it before. So we did a video about Kish in Sumer, so the Sumerian city Kish, and we did a video, could it be connected with the biblical Cush? But I remember seeing on this page, so it's speaking about after the deluge, so the kings that ruled after the deluge, the first dynasty of Kish begins with Geshur. So this is actually now a person, a person called Geshur, but that name seems very similar to Geshur. So Geshur of the Bible. So now Geshur of the Bible is a territory, but could it actually have also been a person? Because the Sumerian king list is saying that there was a king of Kish called Geshur. So very interesting, because we're just going to explore the name and the person element first, because I was looking at these different possibilities here for this name, and I came across this page speaking about Geshur. Now this is a giant listed from among the Jotnar. So this is now the Scandinavian religion, Geshur. Now this is actually a territory, but on this other page, for this dynasty of Kish, we have a Geshur. And when you explore that name, we get a giant. So that's also important, because we are thinking a lot in this video about giants. So it is a giant, but now this is the Scandinavian. So who is this Geshur? Could this giant Geshur be connected to Geshur? Geshur of Kish, but is it also connected to the territory? So let's think about the territory, because this could be important. Okay, I want to go down to this part here. And this is from the Amana letters. So let's just have a look at what that is. So the Amana letters, so these clay tablets from the Egyptian administration, so from Egypt. Now, I'm not going to read this out, but this paragraph could be very important. So if you can, please read this paragraph, because it will relate to what we spoke about in the previous video. So remember in the previous video how we spoke about Mesopotamia, we spoke about how the land of Sumer could be the same as the land of Shinar, but we were thinking about the region of the Sudan, so Egypt and Sudan. So please watch that, or hopefully you remember that, because just read this part and notice what it says. If your device is too small, just we're on the page of the Amana Letters Wikipedia if you want to find it later. But this paragraph could be very, very important. Maybe we can try and come back to that in another video, but I don't want to go off course too much. Okay, so let me just remind us what we were doing. So we're actually looking about the territory now, and it says that it could be identified with the land of Garu from these Amana letters. And it says, some scholars believe that this Garu is identical with the biblical Geshur. So I wanted to search for this Garu to find some places. Now, we do have some places like Romania and India. So this name could have been carried to many different regions. But I just noticed all these different ones here for Nigeria. And if you've been following the channel, then you know why it's kind of exciting when you see this, because we have lots of connections with Nigeria, and also Pakistan and Ghana and Indonesia and Ethiopia. So I'm not ignoring these other ones like Indonesia. It's not about just choosing what you want. There's a reason why we focus in on Nigeria, so I'll try and explain that. So I found a map. This is a 1909 map, and we see here Garu. So it's on the map, so it must be quite significant, a place to be on the map. But now remember what they're saying. According to some scholars, Garu is identical with the biblical Geshur. But this Geshur, it's important for these biblical regions, the Holy Land, but also the land of Aram. So this could really support our theory for the land of Aram. And even more interesting could be this one in Ghana, because it's a district. So it's quite a significant region. So, can't we consider, if they're saying that Garu is identical with Geshur, could this be the Geshur district? And this is in Ghana. So this would be very important for, the theory for the land of Aram, or the land of Syria. Because, look at the region that we're looking at, Nigeria and Ghana. So very interesting, this video, to see where this information takes us.
A month ago, I shared this mysterious rock formation found in northern Nigeria, which I believe were built by giant or ancient civilization that existed in Africa million years ago. Today, I traveled 7 hours away from my house deep down the north central part of Nigeria in Jos Plateau to show you another similar mysterious but different rock formation.
I am currently in Jos in Plateau State.
This rock formation is the exact replica of the giant causeway found in Northern Ireland. Scientists and geology have called this honeycomb-shaped interlock rock formation a basalt column. They claim it was as a result of ancient volcano that erupted here million years ago, long before human ever lived in this part of the world. Another school of thought claimed that this rock were petrified walls that have solidified over time. However, legends and other folktales believe that these rocks were castles and mansions built by ancient civilization and mythical giants that got destroyed by flood that destroyed the earth during the Noah's flood period, according to the Bible.
During the rains, all the places are walking with water.
Okay, flows from here.
Flowing. So you can tell these places that the sharp edges will be waterfall. And usually here there's some bigger waterfall.
Okay.
But now because the water is minimal, you don't really see the falls.
Okay.
And it appears in different forms. When we go back that way, eventually we see a different form of it.
Wow. At what point did they actually discover this and who discovered it?
Yes, like I told you before, he was brought at the time. He said it was only white people that used to come here. They used to camp here.
Okay, white people used to camp here?
Yes, to camp here.
Okay.
You know this whole area generally, Bachit, going further into the hinterland used to be mining communities.
Okay.
In those days.
Okay.
Of course, a lot of white people used to pass through here.
Okay.
So when he was a child, when they came here, white people used to come and camp.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So you can't tell you when.
You can't tell when they actually discover.
So over the years they continued coming back, but during the times of crisis that they stopped coming. I think in the past 7 years I've been here maybe about 10 times.
Okay.
Yes. So this will be probably my 11th time.
11th time coming.
One of my major concerns, every time we come, it seems to be getting worse. If you notice at that place, there's like a pit being dug.
Okay.
It's mining. There's a lot of illegal mining going on in this area. Once we go around, you'll see more places.
Okay.
And my problem with the miners is that when they dig the holes to mine, they don't cover it when they're finished.
Okay.
So they keep defacing the environment.
Okay.
Which is something I think is important for us as activists to try and preserve.
Okay.
It would be lovely if we could get enough pressure put that the whole area can be made a reserve area.
Okay.
Because you might come here in 30, 40 years time, because of mining and other activities, a lot of this beauty has been spoiled and defaced.
Okay.
Yes, and even the construction can come in and spoil the way it looks. But if it's actually a reserved area and there's a deliberate effort made, then we can preserve this for generations to come. We know of all the World Heritage Sites that are done, by UNESCO and all that. But what stops us as Nigerians from doing our own Nigerian heritage sites?
But even
preserving them. We don't have to wait for foreigners to come and tell us this place should be preserved.
Yeah, even beside
and then we can even start even within our states. For instance, Plateau State can start doing their own Plateau Heritage Site.
Exactly.
If the neighboring state does, the neighboring state does, before you know, it becomes a national project.
People in Nigeria, including 80% of indigenes of Plateau State, had barely heard of the existence of this place. Talk more of visiting this location.
So can Baba tell us about like the environment, the security area as it stands today, so that we can hear from him directly, because he stays around there.
He said he's grateful to God that everything that it seems to be passed now. That there's no problem between them and the Biroms anymore at all.
Okay.
This rock here is located in the local government area of Plateau State and is a 2-hour drive from Jos, the capital city of Plateau. The area is currently occupied by a small Fulani settlement, who also act as the host of the site, although I'm told that this place is owned by the Birom people of Plateau State. Since this place is a bit remote and there used to be some crises here in the past, I decided to visit this place with some security details. But based on my visit and observation and inquiry, this area is very safe now and the crisis has ended. So if you intend to visit, you can do it all by yourself with no worries. Or better still, you can still go with the security details. Can this place truly be a work of nature, just some form of volcanic eruption that happened? Do you really think this place is an ancient civilization or giant mansion that got destroyed by flood million years ago?
Here in Nigeria, we call this place Dutse Mamaki, an Hausa word that is translated the mysterious rock. This is one of the many wonders in Nigeria people don't know or talk about. But where is this place exactly and how did it come about? Is this the work of nature, the work of God, aliens, or giants? Just look at how this cylindrical well-shaped rock are so arranged like some kind of temple or ancient ruin house. Do you really think this place was as a result of volcanic eruption? And if it is, how come we have not seen any such eruption again in recent times? Well, that's because I believe scientists lied. Because many of them don't believe in God or giants. Well, as you watch this video, I don't know what is your conclusion. Do you think this is as a result of volcanic eruption, or do you think this is the work of giants?
I think it's God that arranged this thing.
Work of God. The work of God. That make this stone be like this.
Paul and Joshua believe that this place was put together by God. All right. But why is it I'm the doubting Thomas that actually believe that these things was put together by some Nephilims or giants that used to live here many years ago? Because if you see how well this place is arranged, you can see that it's intelligently put together. So, and it's not arranged in any other side in all of this whole place where we are right now. It's just arranged only here. So I believe that this was not just nature. I believe that this was put together by some beings that used to live here many years ago. So there's a lot that we don't know. And believe it or not, the giants used to live in this world. They are called Nephilims. For those of us who are Christians who read the Bible, know about giants. Okay, if you don't know about giants, well, sorry, but giants used to live in this planet Earth. So I believe that they also lived here and put this together. We actually been to Taraba in Cabri, where we find fruits of giants. So it does exist, really. In case you haven't seen that video, do watch that video when we went to look for giants to find fruits of giants. It's just exactly fruit of human being. A lot more, yeah. So definitely there's no other way to see it.
I found this giant footstep in the border village of Cameroon and Nigeria, a place called Cabri in Taraba State. What you see right now is the left foot of the giant, which measures about 24 inches, imprinted into a stone. The imprint is so deep that you could drink water from the hole it created. Many has argued that giants can make such a hole in a stone, as if they have seen or measured the strength of a giant before. The most crazy part is that while the left foot of this giant is found here in Nigeria, I also found the right foot of the giant in Cameroon in a border village called Bengeche. The villagers also said that they have found other footprints as well, although I could not visit those places as of the time of this video. While the villagers believe this is giant footprint, and I also believe the same having visited the place. But for you that is watching this video, what do you think?